Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I put together this brand new deck that I've put together. It's rocking Dagger Duchess. You don't see me playing Dagger Duchess too much. We'll go Barbaro here, kind of start things out. So the thing with this deck is you do have the Evil Dark Goblin, you also have the Recruits, but you don't have Evil Recruits. So the reason why is because as long as you get some split lane pressure going with this deck, you are going to get lots of damage on towers. So Dark Goblin there is going to start ramping up a little bit, which is really nice. We can just go with the Ice Spirit here. The Dagger Duchess attack speed being quicker is absolutely insane. It's pretty, I mean, I know it was somewhat small maybe depending on who you ask, but for me, I feel like it was generally a pretty decent interaction update. So let's go Little Prince here. You don't have anything with massive amounts of DPS outside of maybe your Dark Goblin, but aside from that, you don't really need too much unless you're going up against an absolute beatdown deck of sorts. So let's go Recruits here. We do have the Dark Goblin as well, and we'll cycle that to get to, one, take out the bats, but also to get to the Evil Dark Goblin. And because he's going to give up his arrows there, we're going to send our Goblin Barrel. He does have the Evil Skellies, which could be a problem, but we do have the Barb Barrel to kind of clean things up immediately. We'll go Bomb Tower here. Bomb Tower is going to help clean up those Evil Skellies real quick anyways. So really nice stuff. The Bomb Tower is really nice right now because across basically the meta right now is just a bunch of bait decks. So the Bomb Tower is going to be amazing. So as you can see right now, we're in a pretty decent position here. We can just cycle the Ice Spirit just to get things rolling a little bit more. And as you can see, our Evil Dark Goblin's next. So we'll go with our Little Prince going down the left lane here. And don't be afraid to use your Dark Goblin at the bridge. Let's just go Evil Dark Goblin here at the bridge here. And I think we might have made him quit. That's absolutely wow. We'll check back in once we 3-crown him. And that right there is going to be a really nice 3-crown to start off the video here. Really solid stuff. Just absolutely overwhelming your opponent, making him quit. So good game, well played. Let's get on to another one. All right, next match here. So really solid stuff to start out the video there. As you can see, once you can just make your opponent feel bad enough, they may just quit. So we'll keep things rolling here. One thing with this deck is you don't have Fireball, so because you have so much, you know, split lane pressure and whatnot, if they have the Mother Witch, that probably is going to be a bit of a problem. Although arrows and Barb Barrel, if leveled appropriately, will be enough to take those out. So let's arrows down that Firecracker. I would love to get King Tower activation, but it's not a big priority especially since they started so far in the back. And because I've been seeing so many recruits, I do like the Bomb Tower for that reason. You do have recruits of your own, but you know, the Bomb Tower is going to help defend against opposing recruits, so you don't have to use your recruits on defense. So we're just going to wait things out a little bit, kind of see how things play out. I would like to play my Dark Goblin as soon as possible. At least get one cycle going of it. So we're going to play it on that side, and because it's bait, essentially, that's going to take out your opponent's, one of their better counters to your Goblin Barrel. So they're going to have to pick and choose. And many times they'll pick wrong. And sometimes there isn't even a perfect choice. They just kind of have to deal with it. So we'll go with the Barb Barrel here. After that Firecracker, it gives us King Tower activation. And really nice stuff so far. So this is the type of interaction you want to play with this deck. You want to be very good and selective with where you're placing your Bomb Towers, being aggressive with your Dark Goblins and your Goblin Barrels. So we'll get our recruits going here. We won't have the evolution version, but we should have plenty enough to defend this. So we'll just drop arrows, very likely to just clean this up. I know we have King Tower, but that's okay for now. Let's go with the Goblin Barrel here. He doesn't have... He's probably saving arrows. Yeah, there's the arrows. So that's going to free me up to do this here. And then we can just go with the Barb Barrel here. And look at that. That Dark Goblin is going to town. And that's one thing with this deck is don't be afraid to go with a true split lane, because that's kind of the name of the game here. So let's go with the Ice Spirit here. Draw everything into the middle. And then kind of when those drop, I mean, I'll take that one wall breaker on that right side. But overall, really solid stuff. So let's go with the Goblin Barrel like this. and then we'll send the Dark Goblin afterwards, the evil Dark Goblin, and that's going to get on tower. So for a really nice interaction right there. So let's go with the Ice Spirit here, and we're going to be able to do a pretty decent job right now. Let's go with our recruits here. Take out those Firecracker, as he drops his recruits. So because we have Bomb Tower up, we should still be decent enough on defense there. Let's go with our Barbarian Barrel. That'll clean things up. So as you can see, because of the matchup that I have, this is actually a really solid deck, and this is a really nice, just because of how much spam there is in the meta, really solid option. So sometimes you do have to play the long game because you don't have a heavy spell, and that's totally okay. So we're gonna go Dark Goblin on the right side here in case he wants to drop something for that. We'll arrows this down. He's gonna get some nice chip damage, but that's really all that he's gonna get. We'll use the Little Prince ability here, kind of clean things up. We'll keep sending the Goblin Barrel. The more he allows us to build up the Dark Goblin or the Goblin Barrel and the Dark Goblins, it's going to be absolutely overwhelming for him. As you can see, he just didn't know what to do, and basically pause gave me enough time for my goblins to deal enough damage. So good game, well played. Let's get on to another one. All right, next match here. We'll keep things rolling. Let's go with the Goblin Barrel in that safe spot with the Ice Spirit. Just get back to a Goblin Barrel even quicker. So Barb Barrel doesn't tell us too much. We can do this here. Wow, he actually put in towards the back. I'm kind of surprised there. Most of them, they start out like in the front. But I guess a change in scenery is not bad. So with the Goblin Demolisher and that, it's gonna make it a little bit difficult for this deck. But we can just go Bomb Tower here. Actually, let's go Bomb Tower for that. And then that would just rush towards the Bomb Tower and be pretty good. So he's got P.E.K.K.A. as well. What in the world is this deck, guys? Let's go Little Prince here. Let's go Goblin Barrel off to the side. What is this deck? Definitely a new one. And then we'll go with the Little Prince ability. And that should buy us a decent enough time. We'll go with the Ice Spirit here. Buy our Dark Goblin some time. That's really nice. Yeah, really nice stuff. Let's go Bomb Tower here. Really off, but for now, that's the best way for us to defend all of this stuff. So, interesting deck. Not a deck that I feel like I see too often. But we haven't really played with too much split lane pressure yet, so we're gonna make that happen once we can get our recruits and everything kind of lined up. But I want to go for a little bit of damage here. He hasn't really shown the ability to defend these too well, like with a spell or anything. Yeah, he doesn't really have anything like that, so that's why I kind of went for it. We'll take some damage on that side. I think it's kind of to the point where that's what we kind of have to do. And look at that side. That side is down to 728. It's pretty wild that that's all it kind of really took. We'll go with the Ice Spirit as well as the Goblin Barrel. He's gonna have to respond to that. Let's go Bomb Tower here. And then we'll just wait things out. Let's drop the recruits right on top. And we'll go with the Barb Barrel afterwards. Nice. Bomb Tower is gonna help clean that up, at least for one time. And then the Dagger Duchess on that left side actually is helping out too, so big time stuff. Let's go Bomb Tower here. And then we need to find a way to defend this somewhat efficiently. Alright, we'll wait a bit. Drop the Barb Barrel. And then we can just go with the goblins like this. Yeah, he's just defending that side now. So a little bit of a problem for us with this. But if we get another stab, that's going to be massive for us. We'll go recruits here in the back. And then we really just need to go... I mean, we can go for 3 arrows maybe. If we're feeling a little adventurous. Let's do that. We're just going to cycle really quick here, guys. Get to like 3 arrows, which is kind of wild. But let's see if we can make that happen. If we're able to make that happen, that's wild. Because of how cheap this deck is, we might actually be able to make it happen. And oh my gosh, we cycled so quickly, he didn't even have his counters for the Goblin Barrel. That's a really, really good match there against a deck that's really odd. Typically would be a little bit tougher, but good game, well played. All right, next match here. We'll keep things rolling. This deck has been really, really nice so far. If you do start out with Goblin, always place it in the spot where it is a little safe. It's safer from tornadoes, basically. So because he gave up his log, I'm just going to Dark Goblin as he goes with the Ice Spirit. So he's going to have more than enough time to drop something afterwards. We'll go with the Ice Spirit. I know I do have the Dagger Duchess Tower, but sometimes I just like to go with the Ice Spirit, keep a cycle going. It's debatable whether or not that's actually a good move or not, but to me it is. So let's go with the Little Prince here. And now that we know it's a faster cycle Hog Rider deck, now we know how to adjust. We'll go Recruits here as he goes with Rocket. So he's got Rocket and Log basically as his spells. We're gonna go Goblin Barrel here, kind of force him to go Log there. Or not, that's totally cool too. We're gonna get a bunch of damage on that side. Okay, so he's gonna go Log there. We can go with probably just the Barb Barrel to clean up that Executioner. Unless he supports it with something else, then maybe we're in a bit of trouble. But for now, we can just go Barb Barrel. That's gonna be more than enough to deal with that Executioner. And really, really nice stuff right there. So we have Bomb Tower. It's gonna be perfect against Hog Riders. I haven't been seeing too many heavier beatdown decks. So another reason why this deck is gonna be very, very viable. So let's see. Hog Rider is gonna be a net 4-for-4 trade. Typically, if you run Infernal Tower, that's gonna be a -1 trade every single time. So just something to keep in mind there. It's coming from someone who typically runs Infernal Tower most of the time. So now we do have the evil Goblin Barrel, so we can try to take advantage of that. We'll go Little Prince here. And then we'll go with the Goblin Barrel like this. And because they did nerf the Goblin Barrel, or the evil Goblin Barrel, so it's easier to tell like what's what. It does make a slight difference, but overall not too bad. Let's go Ice Spirit here. And then we can go with the Bomb Tower up high. See if he wants to go that lane. Okay, so he's just gonna start rocket cycling. So this is where maybe you can get in a little bit of trouble with this deck. Let's go Dark Goblin here. We'll keep the split lane pressure up. So we'll go with the Dark Goblin. I meant to say Poison, but because of its ability, but we'll go Goblin Barrel on that right side too. So we are down a little bit, so we have to you know, be prepared for that as well. We'll go with the Ice Spirit. It's a cheap cycle option here. And then we can go with our Recruits as well. And then we can go Bomb Tower up high. And then as the goblins get closer, I think it makes sense for me to do this here. Yeah. And then we're gonna go with Dark Goblin here. And then as basically we're in double elixir and as triple elixir hits, we should have a very, very good interaction trade right here. Yeah, as you can see, that Dark Goblin, because he chose to log and try to get everything, you know, that really played to our favor there. So we're gonna go Barbarian Barrel here for that Executioner. A little bit late there, but that's okay. That's the side that, you know, that's healthier for us. So Little Prince here. We're gonna keep splitting this up here. Dark Goblin is going to lock onto that Valkyrie. So we're gonna go with the Goblin Barrel. He defended that pretty well. There. Let's go Bomb Tower here. Kind of defend this side. We do have about a minute something. So we just need to cycle really, really well. And we'll be alright. Let's do this here. And then we'll go with the Barbarian Barrel for anything cheap. Oh, he was ready for it. So that's well played on his end. Let's go with the Dark Prince, or the Little Prince here, not the Dark Prince. We'll go with the Goblin Barrel on this side. If he wants to rocket that, that's totally fine with me. Let's go Ice Spirit here. And then we'll go with the Dark Goblin right as, you know, he's able to catch everything. So that's a little unfortunate. But let's go with the Little Prince here. So basically at this point we are just playing to go as aggressive as we can with some of these spells. We'll go Bomb Tower here. Ice Spirit here. Dark Goblin. Oh wow, I was not expecting that, to be honest with you. Let's see, Recruits are going to struggle a little bit. Oh, because he tornadoed that actually helped us out big time. Let's do this. And then we have the evil Dark Goblin coming up next. So we're going to do this here. We're going to go with the Goblin Barrel. I don't think we're going to be able to get on tower, unfortunately. That's going to be good game. We'll play. We'll get on to. Alright, last match of the video here. So with that last one, if they're just going to spell cycle you out with a bigger spell, you're just going to have to be very, very cognizant of it. And then, you know, drop the Dark Goblin more at the bridge, because arrows is the only way you're going to get any real tower damage from the spell. So let's go bomb tower here. With the Roche, this is going to be a little bit difficult. Just considering everything else that's kind of going on. We'll go with the recruits here. We need to get to about 11 elixir, or 3 elixir for the lava pups. Nice. Arrows that down. Inferno Dragon hopefully is not going to be a problem with the Dagger Duchess tower. We can always just do this here. Going to be a little bit challenging here. But yeah, a little bit challenging to finish that off. We might lose tower actually. So if that's the case, we can try to mount a comeback here. So a little bit challenging if it's going to be a really, really heavy beatdown deck. But if you have if you go up against something that's a little bit more on the cycle side, or just faster cycle or spam, this would definitely kill it. So let's see, Lava Hound. We need to protect it from Inferno Dragons and whatnot. So let's go with the Little Prince here. He gave up his zap. It's gonna be pretty big for us. I haven't played my Goblin Barrel all game. Let's go Dark Goblin here as well. He might arrows this. He might not. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so much value. Both towers are down a pretty significant amount. And Dagger Duchess just needs to fill up a little bit on some daggers, and we'll be able to defend that perfectly for us. Let's go Bomb Tower here. We just need it more or less in range of the King Tower. But it looks like he is going to go for the Lava Pup first, or the Skeleton Dragons, before that can happen. So we'll go with the recruits here. We'll go Goblin Barrel over here. We're definitely playing for 2 towers here. He let the Dark Goblin lock on, so that's going to be more than enough. That's going to be that right side tower down as well. Let's go Barbarian Barrel, and then we can go with a Bomb Tower really, really high up here. That's a mistake for sure. And then we'll go with the Ice Spirit here. Give up, hopefully at most, death damage, and that's really it. Even with arrows, I think we'll be okay. We'll go recruits here. Take the attention away from the Dark Goblin. We'll go with the Evil Goblin Barrel, and I don't know what else he's got, because he gave up. He doesn't have Zap. Zap's not going to do it, and we're going to get really, really close, if not a 3 crown, against a deck that you typically would lose against because you don't have that much in the ways of high DPS. So again, with this deck, definitely use it if you're seeing a bunch of spam, a bunch of bait, just a faster cycle in general. You just have so many things you can use to deal with it. Dagger Duchess is really, really clutch. I think it made a pretty big difference with the update that it got. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video where I'm switching things up, a little different from my typical Ram Rider, Evo Recruits type of deck. So if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.